Somebody Get Me a Doctor can be found on Van Halen's second album. The lead into the solo is in the key of A, so you're looking at your pentatonic right here. He uses some very typical blues scale licks on the 5th fret and the 7th fret. And he resolves them on the 7th fret of the D string. The volume swells are on the 5th fret. You bar across there and then you roll the volume up and then you pull it back. His lick into the solo before the song changes to the key of B is a real typical blues scale lick. 7th fret G string, you're going to bend up a whole step, come down, and then do a pull off and a hammer on. Now when you get to the hammer on, he's going to go right up the blues scale. Except he's going to do it on the G string, and he's going to turn his hand sideways and he's going to do his little drill picking here. So he does this. When you get to the 14th fret, you're going to bend 3 frets up to the 17th fret. Now the song is going to change to B minor. And so now you're looking at this pentatonic here. He does use the tritone in this, which we'll get to in a second. He establishes kind of a groove feel to the solo with this first portion of this lick here. And he's going to take the 10th fret on the B string and he's going to bend it up a whole step. He's going to do that twice. 7th fret on the E, 7th fret on the B, back to the 10th fret, 7th fret on the E, and he's going to take the 10th fret on the B and he's going to bend it up a whole step. So you get this. Now the next part of this solo is really, really cool. He's going to start with the open B string. Now remember, we're in B minor, so he's going to start with the open B string. He's going to come up to the 7th fret on the B, then he's going to come down to the 10th fret on the G string, which is the tritone, 9th fret, then he's going to come back up, he's going to hammer on and pull off on the 10th fret, pull off to the 7th fret, slide down to the 6th fret, and he's going to play the 9th fret on the D string. So let me play that for you slowly. He's going to get this. Then he's going to come back up to the 6th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the D string, 9th fret on the A string, and then back up to the 6th fret on the D string, and he's going to pull it sharp. Okay? Now, there's a couple of things to keep in mind with this portion of the solo. You need to establish some rhythms here. Once you do your, let's see, open B to the 7th, and then you do your 10th and 9th fret, these next 5 notes where you hammer on, pull off, and then you slide down, you're actually going to fit that into a space for 4. So you get kind of an interesting feel with that. Then when you come up to the 6th fret here, you're reestablishing the beat or the rhythm, and then when you come down and you play these next 3 notes, you have to get those 3 notes into a space for 2. And let me play that whole portion of the solo slowly for you so you can hear that. So you can kind of hear that rhythm. Let me speed it up a little bit and you can hear it even more. See, that's it. Then he comes up and he is going to bend the 10th fret of the B string up a whole step. Then he's going to come down, he's going to play the 7th fret, then he's going to hammer the 10th fret, pull that off, pull open to a B, then he's going to pick the 10th fret on the G string, come up and pick the E string open, Then he's going to hammer onto the 10th fret, pull off to the 7th fret, open, 10th fret G, open E, hammer on the 10th B. If you get the rhythm down and then you start to speed it up after you get a feel for the rhythm with the way the pick goes and with the way your fingers work, you don't really think about the notes you're playing as much as you are just keeping the rhythm going, and that's what's important. So he comes out of this from the E here. He's going to come up to the 10th fret on the E string. He's going to bend it up a whole step. Then he's going to let go and pull off to the 7th fret of the E. Then he's going to play the 10th fret on the B string. Then he's going to do that blues bend. And remember, here's our pentatonic. He's going to do that blues bend on the 9th fret of the G string, but it's only going to be a half step, so you get this. So that whole little portion of this lick here sounds like this. Then the song is going to move from B to G. And he's going to look at the G right here. He's going to look at G minor. And that's where that top portion of that lick comes from. He's going to play the B string and the E string of that G minor. Then he's going to let go of the 11th fret on the B string and play the 10th fret. And then back down here to the G string, 12th and 10th fret. So you get this. Song is still in G, and then he's going to come up here and look at G major right here. And he's just going to look at the top portion of this chord. He's going to slide into it up into the 17th fret, and he's going to go right up that chord. And then on the 18th fret of the B string, he's going to bend it up a whole step to get to the G. So you get this. Now the song is going to come down to F. And so he's looking at the F right here. And if you extend this F major, you actually look at it like this. You actually get the C up here. So here's the major third. He's going to start here and he's going to pull off down here to the 2nd. And then here's the root on the 10th fret of the G string. And then you reach up here and you play the 8th fret of the E, which is the C. So here's your riff. Then the song moves to G, and he's going to slide right up here to G, and then here's your riff again. Same thing exactly. Then the song is going to come down here to B flat, and then here's his riff right here. Plays it only once. Then the song goes to C, and then the riff is right here again. Then the song goes to E, and he's going to slide all the way up here to the 11th fret of the G string, and he's going to actually fret this note. It's going to slide from the 11th to the 12th fret on the G string. Then he's going to play the harmonics on the 12th fret of the B, the E, and then the B again. Come down to the 7th fret, play the harmonics on the E and the B. Then to the 5th fret, plays the harmonics on the G, B, and E. Then the song comes back to B flat, so here's your riff. C, and then it's going to move to D, and he's just going to play the first 3 notes of that riff. And then the song ends on E. And that's the solo to Somebody Get Me a Doctor.